Good evening, guys. And yes, Andy, I have no idea what I was watching this afternoon. Absolutely no idea. It all seems very surreal, and if City are going to lose to that United team, then they are in a bad way. But what was quite interesting at the end was that they made two mistakes, and that's why they lost it. They made two bad mistakes. And even, like, I don't know if you noticed that the goal that Diallo scored at the end, he only scored it because Diaz, was it Diaz or Gvardiol, tried to back heel it off the line. If he just, like, put his laces through it, then it would have been fine. But he tried to be fancy and back heel it off the line, and I found that quite bizarre. It's almost like they are deliberately doing this to Pep. It's quite bizarre. I honestly still can't believe what I actually saw. Good evening, Blitz. There is something to it, perhaps, because City are definitely in a downward FM spiral, aren't they? Unlike us. And as you recall, as immediately I did it after the last episode, I clicked no instead of yes to save it. And so it didn't save. So I've run it again. And as you will recall, we lost to Manchester United. We had some easier wins against Wolves and Anderlecht. But we lost to Manchester United. I did do instant result on that 5 times, trying to get the defeat to Manchester United, but it wouldn't have it. We kept winning time and time again. So we're just going to have to take the defeat. But the game, I think, has got other plans. And one of the reasons that I say that is that we did bring in Van. We brought him in for 72 mil, rising to 83 mil. I wanted to bring him in. As you know, we brought him in last time. But unfortunately, he got sent off in the game that we actually played. And so he's not available anyway. The game has got other plans for me, I think. We're not going to maintain this 8-point lead. Liverpool have a game in hand, and we're just definitely not going to maintain that. And we also, instead of what happened last time, we are starting to get a little bit of an injury crisis. Carioca is out for 2 weeks, and we got Shazavari out. The transfers, I think, are a little bit different, but I can't remember. It's only Van in terms of players coming in, but it's players going out. May be different, although I'm not so sure. I think they might be the same. Sidemar, Guevara, Veloso and Patterson going out. I think they might be the same, but might be a little bit different. So the only thing that's different, and I couldn't change that, and in the end gave up, is that Man United result. But maybe we'll just not focus against Manchester City or something and even out the score. I think it's going to even itself out. I think the game's got all sorts of stuff waiting for me. We've got Forest, City, Leeds, Manchester City again. If you recall, we had drawn Blackburn, was it? Or somebody, not Blackburn, somebody quite low down in the FA Cup. We've now got Manchester City. I say bring them on. We've got to beat them anyway. We are through, of course, to the round of 16 of the Champions League. That's the one I want. It's not the Premier League that we're after. And if we have a look at Forest, going through what we do, we will see that they're probably not very good. They are certainly not as good as we are. And just using that as a measure of their effectiveness. Hello, Max. Hello, Jerry. Hey, Tunkai and Shane. How are you guys? I'm happy to see you all again. And except they play 4-4-2, which I don't like. And they're going to be tough opponents. They're not going to be easy. I don't believe looking at the games I've been watching this afternoon, that there are easy teams in the Premier League. And in terms of how they're going to play, direct counter-attack, which is quite interesting. And could be down the flanks, it could be through the middle. Probably more likely to be slightly more narrow. So I think what we need to do, they are playing with a complete wing back on this side, which means he's going to get up or try to get up into these spaces, and a full back who looks more like a support or a defend on this side. An inverted winger on this side and a winger on that side. Will they be getting in each other's way? Possibly why they're not playing very well together. So we'll see what happens. They're going to be very direct, so I'm not going to have my line very high up. I'm going to have my line set at standard. I'm going to go into a mid block and play in a positive mentality. I don't know whether I should be resting players for this game. Forest are in 18th, and it probably is a time to rotate, given that in a week's time we've got Manchester City. But it is a week's rest, so I'm going to go and play my first team. Probably not the right thing to do, but we're going to give it. We're going to start that way. We've got a very decent bench as well, so we're all set. It's a game we should be winning. Direct counter-attack, they will probably sit back, look to win it in transition and get it forward as fast as possible. That's why I want to have the standard line in there. Shazavari not recommended. Well, he's still a week away. Manchester City beaten by Manchester United, so there's their game in hand, which reduces the deficit to 7 points. And I think I don't know why he wants to keep playing Bajcetic as a central defender. Probably because he can play Tonali then. And it might be a good idea because Tonali I have promised more game time. So I am going to make those changes. And we'll bring Bajcetic in for Jesus Abba. And then bring Tonali in. Looks a good team. Looks like we are all set. Hi, Oleg. Good to see you. Pretty good. I don't know what happened with the watch along this afternoon, but I do believe it's a setting that was set to unlisted. It might have been that caused the problem that I had. I will never know now. So that's how we're going to play. I'm going to say that we are favourites here, and I'm expecting to see solid play today. And I don't know why Peterson is nervous. He's kind of like one of the most influential members of the squad, one of the best players that I have. And I'm not quite sure why he would be nervous playing Nottingham Forest. But there you go. I do know Danilo can be quite useful. So I'm going to type mark Danilo just in case. Elanga also can be quite useful. He's probably playing as the inverted winger. So worth keeping an eye on that. He's probably going to be coming inside. But I'm fairly happy that we should be able to deal with Nottingham Forest's attack, given that we're just going to push the line back a little bit. And hopefully they're going to be playing direct and we're going to be well set in terms of the lines. But we do need to be not losing the ball in the middle of the field, boys. And that was Tonali, who I've just brought in. And it's gone out for a corner. Thoughts on the derby? Oleg, I really don't know what to say. I thought it was the dullest game I've ever seen up until the last, just before the last minute, when suddenly it sparked into life. But City have got a self-destruct button at the moment, and they are pressing it. And I don't know why they have only won one game in 11, but They don't look a shadow of the team that started the season. And I really can't explain what is going on for them. It doesn't make any sense. And if you lose to that Manchester United side, you are in trouble, basically. United have got no attacking threat, and defensively, they look like they're about to panic at any moment. They did okay defensively today because City don't have an attacking threat. And it's... I just don't understand what is happening to Manchester City. But in terms of entertainment, it was an absolutely dreadful game. And Tonali is being an absolute fool at the moment, giving the ball away, getting a yellow card. And I've just brought him in because he's been promised more game time. He's got to do better than that. Am I going to get a red card here because Tonali is looking a little bit aggressive and the ball is following him around? I don't like that very much. I like Manchester United have got a long way to go. Somebody actually... I was reading a forum at the time and somebody actually said it's going to take United 3 transfer windows to get this right. And I kept thinking to myself, since Fergie left, we've had about 20 transfer windows and we still haven't got it right. And I don't think it's so much to do with transfer windows. It's to do with the type of player that United are bringing in. And the type of player they're bringing in are old has-beens. And that's the problem with United. I don't know what the problem is with City. It might be their age, might be back to the drawing board for them. And who knows what is wrong with them. But Pep was in a foul mood. In a foul mood. And we are not doing particularly well. Our shots on target ratio is good. We are pretty much dominating the game, and they're going down the flanks in the main, which means that we've got the line probably right. But direct counterattack could imply that at any time they can launch one up the middle, so we have to be careful. And here they go, they're going up the middle, but we've won the ball and lost it again. Tonali's having a nightmare. The ball's following him around and he's giving me kittens every time he gets near the ball. Good evening, Callum. How are you doing? And good evening, who else came in? Tunkai. How are you doing? I don't. Yes, I'm a Manchester United supporter, Oleg. But I wasn't expecting that. I'm obviously pleased, but tempered pleased. We're still not putting the ball away. Tempered pleased because we'll probably go and lose against Bournemouth next week. And that's the way we are at the moment. And I do believe we've got to start buying players that are young, 23, 24, with potential rather than being finished articles. Oh, this is not good because we should have scored by now. Although we can be patient because we're still 50% shots on target, so we can be patient. There's a little bit of an imbalance in the way they're attacking now, but it's still pretty much balls over the top by the look of it, so we're doing okay. And the defence is holding firm. Xerxes, I think he's young, isn't he? And for me, he's not a forward. He's a number 10. And I think that he should be playing either as a deep-lying forward in a 2, or he should be playing as a number 10. And I'd like to see United play in a 4-4-2. Go back to the old days, and you could play then Xerxes as a deep-lying forward who would come deep. He's quite happy coming deep to get the ball. And then you can have players you may have to get a really good box-to-box, although I think Mainu could be trained as a box-to-box. And he could be going past the deep line forward, creating all sorts of strife outside the penalty area. I think I'd like to see them try a 4-4-2, but with Amarin, we're not going to see that. Now, come on, Musiala, now is your chance, and he's missed it again. So, 0-0 at half-time. I think we just be patient for a little while. Come on, boys, this is dreadful. Hi, Aljosa. This game is second-hand. It is, Andy, it's second-hand. We've got to do something here. Or maybe the game is levelling things up because it wouldn't let me lose against Man United. So maybe this is what the game is doing. It's just kind of levelling things up a little bit now. Which will be fine. I'm quite happy with that. Is that Tonali? No, it's Musiala. I was just getting worried about Tonali. I'm a bit worried about the amount of times we're giving the ball away going forward. Kanate, now then. Now you're in. He's missed it as well. Now, that does mean something is wrong. It does mean something seriously wrong because we should not be missing these chances. And is it to do with the lines? Is it to do with the fact that we just need to be a little bit more attacking because they may be sitting back, and we probably do need to go a little bit more attacking. So I'm going to give the boys a rollicking. And Arwell Davis is now nervous. Probably nervous about the rollicking he's about to get. And I think we will go attacking. We'll put Arwell Davis on an attack. We have then enough attacking players. And we'll just do that for a little while. I might actually just play a little bit wider as well. Just to try and help them. Kanote, 6.4. He hasn't been himself since he came back from loan. And we need to tell him, oh wait, I'm going to tell him keep going, that you have the ability. It's early days yet in his return. We have Kamalo on the bench if he doesn't react to that. But we have another corner. Now come on, boys. We've got to score here. With all this attack. And another chance, and it's a good save though. Comes out Kanate, and another miss. The strange thing about FM is that you do require like 5 times more attempts on goal than the opposition. It does make it for an exciting life though. It is there to frustrate you. 11 shots. We are getting them on target, though. And I wonder, should I be pushing the lineup? Should I be really going at it? Or just remain patient? While this is close, I don't think there's any need to panic. While our XG is good, I don't think there's a need to panic. And another good save. The goalkeeper's having an absolutely splendid day up there. So it might be just personnel, somebody coming on and creating something different. So it might be Kamalo maybe can come on and go up top instead of Kanote. Pretty similar players in terms of their attributes. Now is a chance. Neves has missed it. We are not going to score unless I do something very quickly. And it was a shot on target though, which is interesting. The shots on target ratio is extremely good, which is why I'm puzzled. And I should be patient, I think. Now Bajcetic has got himself on a yellow card. That's a poor touch. And we'll tell him to ease off the tackles as well. I think, in fact, I might come off, get stuck in. And I'm not gonna push the line up. I'm not gonna fall into that trap. And what I might do is just push the whole thing up. Just try and play the game much deeper in their half. Where we are playing a little bit wider. It's time to actually get Kanate off the pitch. He just picked up a point there. But it is time to get him off the pitch now. I think maybe this would have been a good game to rotate. Kamalo can come on for Kanate. Peterson is playing well, but he's tiring. It's the two midfielders, so let's go with Landerson. And well, we only have one midfielder on the bench, do we? Because Bajcetic can come up here. And then Jesus Aber can come on for Tonali. I think that's about all I can do for now. And then let's see if those substitutions make a difference. I'm a bit worried about Bajcetic because he's on a yellow card. And we are due a sending off, I think. We haven't had a sending off for a long time. And here is Kamalo. Come on, son. Go on, show me what you got. Lovely cross into the box. Another good save by the goalkeeper. It might just be this goalkeeper's playing out of his skin. To be honest, the league has been the most interesting it's been. I mean, fair point, Oleg. There could be any number of teams that go on and win it from this point on. Liverpool have got to be favourites. But Liverpool do generally have a middle of the season decline. So that is possible that might happen. And I'm not quite sure we're doing everything right. What might happen is that Nottingham Forest score. Even though we are doing everything right. It's always a possibility. They haven't actually been in the game. I haven't seen so much as a highlight from them. And it is always possible, though, that they will score. We, on the other hand, have had pretty much all the game and we've played extremely well. So I do need to bring off Arwell Davis now, and we will bring on Nathaniel Wilson, and he can play on support again. The other thing that I haven't tried is to go into a low block to really try and pull them out. So with about 15 minutes or so left, let's go into a low block and let's try and pull them out. See if that actually works. Maybe they are sitting back. I don't think I've got any more subs left. These boys are going to have to play out to the end now. It's not like we are not creating good chances. We are creating very good chances. We are just, for some reason, the goalkeeper maybe. I mean, what is his rating, the goalkeeper? He is on a 8.5, the goalkeeper. So he's having an absolutely outstanding game. But I'm sure there's a goal in us. Is this the change that creates the goal? And there it is. There it is. It's the low block. It was the only thing I hadn't thought of, was the low block. And within seconds. Do we have actually another substitution? I don't think we do. I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't know what my assistant is on about. But that is the goal. We have finally got the goal. I am going to go back to being positive now. And I don't need to have all these on attack now. It's Kamalo. Oh, blimey. Oh, blimey. I'm thinking Stephen Weller could have scored that one, Kamalo. But never mind. Evening, Academy. How are you doing, my friend? Gray is in. He doesn't usually miss these. He's made it 2-0. And finally, we've put them to bed. Oh, to be 24 again. Oh, happy birthday, Callum. 24. I can't remember that far back. Happy birthday, my friend. I hope you've had a great day. Hi, Jerry. With Chelsea squad size, if the other teams get injuries, they could sneak past. Yeah, Chelsea, I think, are actually winning at the moment, aren't they? They are beating Brentford by 1-0. So they could easily do it. We don't want to be giving a goal away here, boys. We definitely don't want any late goals. We want a clean sheet. And finally, our goalkeeper's been called into action. I really thought they were going to score the first highlight they had. And we just need to be on our game here. I think the standard line was confusing me. It was the right thing to do, but I just never thought that the low block was going to be the way to unlock them. But in the end, it's the low block that did it. And that must be, referee, if you can find your whistle, be handy. That must be full time. Where did Jesus Abba come from? Was he having to sit down then? Is that it? Is that... Nope, still not it. Come on, referee. Enough now. Time's up. Or maybe one more shot. Get it into the box. Great. No, it's not going to be. Now it must be full time. And 2-0 away, I'll take that. That was a good, hard-fought win. And for a while, I didn't think we were going to score. But the low block. And so, I mean, it doesn't matter about the Premier League. It will be another trophy. Obviously, it's nice to win trophies, and it'll be another trophy. But it's the Champions League. We've got to win the Champions League. And there is a week's rest. 2 goals for Gray. He is such a player. And we are now 11 unbeaten. It's a shame about that silly idiot move I made at the end of the last episode, but we'll put that behind us. I think we were going to win the league anyway. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing in the near future, Shane, to be perfectly honest. This, I hope, will be finished this season. I have promised people I'll do a United rebuild, Amarin style, but I'm wondering if the people who asked for it are still following along. So we shall see. But I'm open to ideas, shall we say? I've also got an Ipswich save which will be coming to the end. At the end of the current season. I don't intend to go past the current season. It was just a beginner save to show people how to get from a lower league to a higher league and do well in that higher league, which we are. And so that's... Ooh, we like him. We like him. So we'll add him to the shortlist. But hopefully we won't be around. And the other thing is, of course, I could turn this into a Pentagon challenge, because we will have won 4. Once we win the Champions League, I'll have won 4 of the 5 trophies. done it in 10 seasons. And I would like, the only one left would be the North American, and I would like to try and win it from Mexico. That's the kind of thing that I would like to do, not from America. This is obviously a very good team. Manchester City are a good team. Of course they are. And they're going to play control possession, are they? Or a gegenpress? They're going to play wing play style, are they? That's interesting. Of course, it is now February 2033. So times have moved on a little bit, and they are now playing wing play. Go back to Italy. So we got one vote here for Manchester United rebuild. Go back to Italy. Go back to Juventus. Maybe. That would be interesting. No, we don't want to go to that meeting. What are we talking about? I'm not sure, Jerry. That obviously would be tempting. I'm not quite sure we'd get a very good budget. And so I think Europe would be an absolute disaster. God, blimey. 103 million. It's like, what a good player. Attacking midfield. Where's the strikers gone? Well, let's put him as an attacking mid then. Because where's my strikers shortlist gone? God, blimey, imagine getting some of these players in. 77 mil. Defenders has also gone as well. What has happened here? What has happened to my window? Well, defenders is there, maybe because they're already on. No, he's not there, is he? No, he's definitely not there. So that is so weird. Unless did I move him? Did I move him from... Move to shortlist strikers. There we go. So we can move him back now. I mean, these are good players. So move to shortlist. He's already in the defenders. And Pinto, nah. We've just gone and got Van in, so we don't need another wing back as yet unless they all leave. So João Neves, unlikely. No longer a weakness, means it's getting better. Unlikely. Knoxball, no, I don't want to do that. That's up to you. And we'll be quite happy with that. Surely if I get into a European place. I mean, of course, it would be very tempting. But to be honest, Jerry, I don't think we are going to maintain that level of performance. Unless I can figure out how to win away or to get points away, we're going to start falling down the table. That kind of level doesn't last. Although we are like managing it really well. Reduce... Yeah, I'm going to reduce the number of unhappy players by actually selling him. and that will reduce it to 3. That will do the job. So I'm actually... it would be a good experience to get to perhaps even the Conference League. And that would be challenging in itself with Ipswich. I don't think we're going to get much money at the end of this season. Probably get 35 million again, but not enough. No business being transfer listed. I agree with you. I like Leandro. Tonali, shall we sell him? I'm not decided yet. He's 32 years old now. probably at the end of the season, but I'm not listing him. I did appeal against Van's ban, but they have upheld the 3-match ban, so he's not available. And, not too good. I also have a problem with the Ipswich save because I have Hurst on a 3-match ban, and Delap not playing very well, and we have Manchester City next, and Delap can't play, so I haven't got a striker in the next game in the Ipswich save, so that isn't going to be very nice either. So I think that in the Ipswich save, Jerry, I think we are going to slip down a little bit. We're not going to be able to sustain that level of performance unless I can figure out how to win away, because we've lost 6 of our 7 games away, but we've won the majority of our home games. There's something going on I haven't figured out. Marcus could become better than Jesus Abba. I always believed that at Coritiba. Tonali, no, his form isn't good. What are you talking about? Ramirez, not yet. Maybe later. Musiala, definitely. He's been playing very well. And Manchester City, I think I'm going to go defending corners rather than attacking corners. Tell Ed to sell more albums for transfer budget. And I am going to go with my first team. I can't rotate in a game like this, and we are going to put Tonali in there. And Kanate, though. Kanate. Is Kanate the man? Carioca. I'm going to bring Moscato onto the bench instead of Bajcetic. No, instead of Landerson. And then Bajcetic can come on instead of Landerson. But where are my strikers? Borja can come onto the bench. Carioca is not fit. So, Kamalo or Kanate? Kanate wasn't looking very sharp, and I don't think his happiness is... He's very happy. And if he's not very happy... I suppose he's okay. He's come back. Yeah, Tunkai, I did say that last time out. The underlaps seem to be working. I'm keeping an eye on them. I'm not seeing much evidence visually of underlaps, but we're winning, and that's all you can ask for. We went through a little bit of a blip. We switched the underlaps on, and we're winning. So I can't see any problem. I don't certainly not thinking about switching them off at the moment. So it was a good call, Tunkai. Good call. And if we can beat City, then we're going to be just far and away out of sight. The question is, how do I want to play against City? It does seem to me that against smaller teams, the low block works better. But against bigger teams, I think we need to be higher up the line. Of course, the higher up the pitch, the standard line is probably better. But should we be giving them a game, if you like? Should we actually be pushing high up the pitch? I'm going to start maybe in a mid-block. Just give them a little bit of respect, but have enough attacking threat about us. These are games we could easily lose. They're games that we can romp 5-0 if we're in form. It just really depends. Yeah, let's give him a little hug and say, well done, boy. Yeah, I really do like the anchor role, Shane. I've explained this one before, and it's it's a good complement to the segundo, and they seem to work very well together. And no matter what shape I'm in, if I'm in a 4-2-3-1, that's the combination that I will use. It's become ingrained in me now. I think it works. They work together extremely well, and I really am not thinking about changing it at the moment. I am going to play Kumalo, I think. No, I'm going to play Konate. I really don't know which one to play. I'm going to put the Volante on support so that they can be a little closer together and that we can have a good presence in midfield. Shazavari is back, but he's not in my thoughts for this game. And good. He wants me to play attacking. You're having a laugh. I don't feel like it's a good idea to be playing down the middle. Although, because they're playing wing play with a 4-4-2, it might be a good idea. But we'll see. No need to panic as yet. But I do think if we go into a low block, we're just going to bring them on to us, and we're not going to have enough attacking a threat. So we are going to play in a mid block. He didn't ask me to. The assistant didn't say push higher up. He agreed with me, I think. And could go either way. This could go either way. So I gotta trust you to make me proud. How old is Haaland by this point in time? He's probably got some life left in his limbs. How old is he now? 32, same as Tonali. So we will type mark Haaland. And I will type mark Rodri, and I will type mark Gavi. And they've gone actually into a 4-3-3. Interesting. The rest we shall leave for now. And here we go then. Let's see if we can beat City. Let's see if we've got what it takes. We're going to lose eventually. But if I'm vigilant... I still can remember our first season in the Premier League when we absolutely trounced City 5-0. I think it was my first game in charge. Beat City 5-0. And so 100% down the middle, which is interesting. Nicely done. Nicely done. Go on. Go on, Sam. That's not going in from there. But that's good. That looked like the mid-block. The tight marking responsibilities, obviously I will look first of all for a zonal marking. So Haaland is tight marked so that he's not going to be tight marked by a specific player. So if he drops deep, whoever zone he's in will tight mark him. Then you have... for example, I will type mark their two midfielders. And so whoever zone they happen to be in, which is generally going to be my DMs, they have the responsibility of type marking him. Which is why I generally... There's that corner that they do all the time, Manchester City. And they have scored from it. No, it's being given as offside or something, but I do hate that corner. And so as yet, and look at how they are playing. So my line is wrong at the moment. We need to push the line up a notch because they're pretty much down the middle. So I haven't determined that I'm going to type mark anybody specifically. It's just zonal at the moment. And well done, Canate. That was pretty poor from City, as well as playing a bit like they played today in real life. And that was not good tackling. We need to be firmer on the ball up front there. One of the reasons I don't press is because my players up top are a bit lightweight. They're very good, pretty players, but they're not the most aggressive, strong players. So that's why I don't counter-press, if anybody is wondering. They are good goal-scoring players, and we have scored just to prove a point. But they are not aggressive, strong, or even teamwork-orientated players. They are technical players rather than physical or mentally strong players, although most of them are mentally strong. But yeah, I wouldn't say that pressing is one of our areas of expertise. And so we are a goal ahead against Manchester City. This will be making a mockery of the league. Let's stay that way. And at the moment, it's kind of like stalemate. Only 3 opportunities in the entire first half. I don't know if positive is the right way to play against them. We are at home. We do want to score goals. But I am concerned. They are very good. They are a very good team, and they will score goals too if you allow them to. We're being knocked off the ball quite a lot. But we'll take that any day of the week. You can shoot from there. The higher line is the right thing to do. They are playing across. Whew, that was a good long throw. That went for miles. That throw went for miles. I'm really not quite sure what happened there. We'll call it a glitch. So yeah, in those zones, Craig, I make sure that the players that generally do my marking and my tackling, there's no point in playing a DLP who's just a technical passer who can't tackle a mark. There's no point in buying one of those. The higher line is correct because they are playing a lot of their game through the middle, and therefore they're playing in front of my defence, and I don't want to be leaving them space in front of the defence. It's evening out again. So what you can see now is it's pretty much across the whole of the front line. I'm going to leave it at higher until it goes one way or the other. And then I'll adjust the line at that point. Because at the moment, the higher line seems to be working for us. And don't fix something if it isn't broken. But eventually, this will go one way or the other. And I'm waiting for it to go one way or the other. They started out playing on the flanks, but then it switched to the middle, and a lot of their play was going down the middle. Don't get complacent, boys. Neves now stressed. You weren't that bad, boys. Come on, Neves, get your act together. The percentages, yeah. I mean, those percentages are where they are playing. So if they're down the middle, they're playing in front of my defence. Unless they are playing direct balls, which they are not. I'm not getting any visual clues that they are playing direct long balls. So at the moment, the high line is exactly the right thing to do. If they start pumping balls over the top, then my defence is quick enough, and I would suspect we've got them beat. If they start doing that, then that's desperation and we've got them beat. But at the moment, until those arrows change one way or another, my line is staying the same. because at the moment we are ahead. But I do have to look now, because it's pretty even spread across the line. I have to take visual clues from where they are attacking. You're miles offside, Gray. Miles offside. The style of play that I'm using here is akin to a vertical tiki-taka. It's a kind of like a custom vertical tiki-taka. Could be said to be just a standard tiki-taka. But it is pretty much customized because we don't press, but the passing style is tiki-taka style. Hi, Robert. How are you doing, my friend? And the visual clues are telling me they're still focusing down the middle. They do have wide players out there. They will stretch the play, but they're looking to attack through the middle, not get in behind these spaces. So the visual clues are that the high line is the right thing to do at the moment. At the moment, because they are a good team and good teams can change. And what I'm looking for is, are they switching their play to getting in behind these areas? And they're not at the moment. They're just focused entirely through the middle. And Akim Gray, is he offside? The linesman's got his flag down. But he looked offside to me. But I think it's given. It is given. They have customized their play a little bit, and they're looking to play out to the back. They were doing that anyway, so I don't quite know what my assistant is talking about there. I could clearly see they were doing that anyway. And we are absolutely dominating this game. We are hammering them. Desperation times, Shane, will probably be when I do a counter press. When I can't think of anything else, that's when I'll counter press. My team are no good at counter pressing, and it's pointless me doing it. And what happens is that I've just got 4 players up here who are totally useless to me in defence. So I've only got 6 players defending, because teams can pass it around us at will. We are useless at counter-pressing. Hi, Robert. Did I say hi to Robert? I can't remember. Just seen your comment there, Robert. No, going just with under 23s is great. That's not a penalty, ref. It's way outside the box. I could see that from here, and I'm about 7,000 miles away. It's definitely not a penalty. So at the moment, this team is pretty much invincible. But a lot of it is down to what we're doing with space. And we're stopping the opposition playing in the spaces that they want to. It's not going to work every time. But it's going to work most of the time. Sometimes, teams get lucky. Like Manchester United today. Sometimes teams make dreadful errors. Like Manchester City today. And we're not going to win every game. But at the moment, and you can see still, the spread is pretty much across the entire front line. So I'm not changing it because it ain't broke, and it doesn't look to me visually like they're getting behind my fullbacks. It doesn't look like they're attempting to use those spaces out wide on the flanks. And in fact, it looks all Newcastle. A little chip. Oh, unlucky. It's FM's final frontier, Andy. Definitely FM's space. FM's final frontier. Conquer space. Oh, you know what I would do, Shane? I would use a very simple 4-4-2 in League Two or lower. Go for a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 works just as well. But very simple little like a 4-4-2 with two wide midfielders. Even one of them could be a winger, but I like wide midfielders because you can customize them. And then you could have a box-to-box, ball-winning midfielder, a target forward, a poacher, and just keep it really simple. And get players who are big, strong, and have got a good teamwork and good work rate. That's all you need. And then you'll do well. And then learn to manage your defensive line then. Absolutely, Oleg. Keep it very, very simple. They have very few instructions. If you notice my instructions here for attacking, they're almost non-existent. So there's nothing here apart from work it into the box and keep it very, very simple. You don't need to do anything, especially for lower leagues. Just don't confuse them. They're going to have a hard time enough understanding what a box-to-box midfielder is. Don't confuse them any more than that. And now I need to make some substitutions. This team has done particularly well. Musiala is tired. So Don Baker can come on there. Florian Wirtz is tired. Kamalo can come on. Actually, Kamalo can come on for Gray. And Caswell can come on. Arwell Davis probably needs a rest, but I'm going to rest the midfielders, Tonali and Neves. Moscardo and Bajcetic. And that's what we're going to do. And again, I'm not seeing anything other than perhaps centrally. They're playing a little bit more centrally than they are down the flanks now. So if they've changed at all, they've become more central in their focus. And I don't know why, because it hasn't paid off for all of the game so far. But I do want to go and check with my assistant. And yeah, I don't think we need to be... Is Haaland still on then? We'll tight mark him. Rodri and Gavi will continue to tight mark. No problems, Shane, no problems. That's what we're here for, to answer questions. Sometimes I need to apologize for my answers. And I don't always get it right. There's no way you can always get it right in Football Manager. Everybody is learning this game. There's no way you can even know everything about this game. You could be playing for 100 years and still not know anything. And Bajcetic has made it 3-0. And this is like beating City in the old days. City are not the team they used to be. And we've seen Haaland off as well. He's gone off. Bajcetic, lovely. He can play all over the midfield, that boy. So putting him on support was a good idea for today. It kept the midfield quite solid. And they are quite close together, which is good. And looking at the stats, we've absolutely hammered them. When did I first start watching United? When I was about 5 years old. Which is going back 61 years ago now. It's a long time. I remember the days of Bobby Charlton and Dennis Law and George Best. Oh, yes, and match of the day in black and white. Getting special dispensation from my dad to stay up to watch match of the day. Yeah, I remember all those days. I remember the 1970 World Cup, which was the first one televised in colour, which was awesome. Just being able to watch the World Cup games in colour on TV was like an amazing experience for me as a kid. Like, oh, whoa, it's in colour. No, my father was a rugby player, and I was a rugby player and a cricketer, a footballer when I was young. Later, when I went to university, I started playing rugby. So football I'd left behind in school. I've never been to Old Trafford, Callum. Never been. I never lived anywhere near Manchester. And most of my adult life, where I was able to afford to go to football matches, I've lived abroad. So I've been to very few football matches and seen football matches live. Now that I am older, I've no intention of going to see live football. Just too old for that caper now, and no one to go with either. So probably will never happen. I would have liked to have gone to Old Trafford once or twice. But hey ho, it doesn't matter. I've lived pretty much all over the world, Shane. Czechoslovakia, America, Hong Kong, Malaysia, India, Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines. Pretty much in a great deal of places. I've missed out on South America. I would have liked to have lived in South America, maybe Brazil. But sometimes you can't have everything that you want. Canate was a good decision. And I just told him, I'm really pleased how you played and that you scored. And he was quite happy about that, even though he didn't score. He's probably gone away thinking, were you actually watching the game, boss? And I think we do have a break here, don't we? 19th. Leeds away. The Fergie years, of course. The early 90s with the Arsenal rivalry. I would say the middle Fergie years. Before that, I had to wait 25 years before United won a trophy. That's how faithful I was. And then Fergie came along and we couldn't stop winning trophies. And then he left and we've gone back into a period where we can't win to save our lives again. That's how football is. So Leeds should not be up to much. We should be much better than Leeds. And I think one of the things I can see is we should be getting stuck into Leeds. And I'm guessing that we should have a high line. Yeah, because Leeds, as you can see, are going to play or attempt to play in front of my defensive line. So, as a good guess, we should be playing Leeds with a higher defensive line. So we're going to go in a mid-block again. We'll probably have to play in a low block to draw them out. But we'll start in a mid-block. Yeah, probably does, yeah. I do remember the Arsenal rivalry, those years. Football is not the same anymore. It's not as intense. Manchester United Arsenal games in those days were not for the faint-hearted. Like Vieira and Keane, Van Nistelrooy and Adams, they were like hard boys. And you were allowed to tackle in those days. It was perfectly okay to tackle. When I watched like Walker today, I mean, I used to play when I was a schoolboy, and I would have been embarrassed as a schoolboy doing that. That is shocking. And I wonder if he goes home tonight and he thinks, I wish I hadn't done that, when he sees it on TV. I probably don't think he will, but football in the old days was much different. It was a man's game, not a boy's game in the old days. Yes, Oleg, it's definitely gone soft. Definitely soft. We used to give like players in the 70s, Ron Chopper Harris, Norman Bites Your Legs, Hunter. We used to give them nicknames like that. They were hard boys. And it's like players like we never rolled around on the ground pretending to have a headache. They got up, dusted themselves off and carried on. And Bert Troutman in the 60s, he played on with a broken neck, for goodness sake. It's like, yeah, it's gone a bit soft. And I think it all stems from money. Surprise, surprise, it all stems from money. And I think that there's so much money invested in these players that they are told that they must stay down. Because insurance companies have got a lot of money invested in them, and they could injure themselves even worse if they carry on. So I think they're told to actually stay down and roll around until somebody comes on and checks that they're okay. So it's possible it's all down to money again that has ruined that bit of it. I like the heading of the football stuff, all this stuff about head injuries and that. I like the best centre forward that I ever saw, traditional centre forward, was a guy called what was his name? Ron Davis. He was a Welsh boy, played for Southampton. And that boy could head a ball. And I'm not talking about these light footballs that they play with now. I'm talking one of those old leather balls with the laces. That if it got wet, it weighed about 2 tons. And he could head one of those like a bullet. And he never had brain damage as a result. It's just like, come on, boys. Come on. Just because one person has a problem doesn't mean everybody's going to suffer the same thing. And we've gone a little bit soft. Yeah, a little bit soft. So I am going to change this team, actually. So we will go with what my assistant's saying. The boys need a rest. And I think I'm going to change them at the back as well, Abba and Gwehi. And we will probably... Look at this bench, it's awful. Marcos can come in. And Badgetic. Today we are going to play Badgetic. He wants to play him in midfield. I think I want to play Landerson in midfield. Give these boys a game. And then Badgetic can come on for Jesus Abba. Give these boys a rest. So Gwehi... No, this bench is awful. So Peterson... No, let's go... Where are they? Ratcliffe... Guevara. Oh, he's gone out on loan, hasn't he? Yoro can play as the centre-back. Ratcliffe, Peterson, Yoro. And then we got Van still can't play. So Nathaniel Wilson. This is pretty good bench. Then Ryan Caswell. I have no idea who half these players are. Dom Baker. Florian Wirtz. And where is he? Kanate's playing. Actually, why not? No, we'll stay with Callum Gate. I have no idea who he is. He might be a good player. You never know. So that will do. And I think, yeah, higher line, mid-block. I think that'll do the trick. I looked him up, 153 goals. I mean, that boy could head a football, Oleg. I mean, like, and those footballs we played with in the old days, well, the minute they got wet, they weighed about a ton. So, yes, the game is a little bit soft at the moment. It's nothing like it used to be. But I guess everything moves on. Even rugby is changing in terms of the way it's played. It's not as dangerous as it used to be. I guess we've just become a little bit over health conscious, in my opinion. What improvements would I like to see? It's hard to say yet, because I don't know. I have no idea what it's going to be like. I don't know anything about it, so I can't. It's hard to say what improvements. I do believe it's going to be the same match engine that it's going to work from. So would I want to change that? Not now that I've worked out how to play this one. So probably not. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep as open a mind as possible. Do I want to play these two boys who are both not fit? 75 minutes. He's kind of fit, but not very fit. Where's Siedemar? Is he still injured, Siedemar? Siedemar, did he go out? Because I can't find Siedemar. I think he was sold, was he? I've lost track of who went out in the transfer window. I think I did. I sold Siedemar, or sent him out on loan and brought back Kamalo and Kanate. I'm a bit confused now. Yeah, I think you're right, Shane. Wasn't he sold, or did he go out on loan or something? I can't remember now. He wasn't cutting it, was he? I remember he wasn't cutting it, and he was losing attributes rather than gaining them. So I think we made the decision to send him out. This story is written for Kamalo. It is written entirely for Kamalo. And I can see Kamalo winning the Champions League with a 30-yard thunderbolt in the 89th minute, which will complete his input. It was his goals that won the Champions League in Africa. It was his goals that won it was his thunderbolt that won the Champions League, the Libertadores in South America. The story is written for him coming back from loan. It's there. The page is waiting for him to write the story. That means I have to play him in the final of the Champions League if we get there. I have to play him. Go on, boys. Go on. We're in. Kanate, finish it off. 1-0. I've got a funny feeling we might win the title here by March. How tough were goalkeepers? Goalkeepers are very tough. They certainly didn't get the protection that they get today. You were allowed to challenge a goalkeeper, and that meant exactly how you would challenge an outfield player. You were allowed to barge him, basically. So they didn't have any protection. They get a lot of protection today. In fact, if you sneeze on them, then it's a free kick. I'm looking at Leeds, and I forgot to look at how they were going to be playing. Did I look? Was it control possession? No, it wasn't, was it? Can't remember how they were going to play. So I have to keep an eye on this, because I made a decision to play the high line. And they are playing pretty much mostly down the flanks, but that was down the middle, so I'm expecting to, yeah. So they are settling into what I thought they might be doing, but they have got the match momentum, which is not a good sign. Yeah, control possession, wasn't it? The question is, are Leeds good enough to play control possession? Because I don't consider my team good enough to play control possession. Bert Troutman, Andy, that was his name. Manchester City goalkeeper. It was Bert Troutman. Yeah, I just played on with a broken neck. My dad played rugby league. And he apparently kicked a penalty from the halfway line with a broken ankle. So, like, in those days, it didn't really seem to matter. What mattered most was somehow finding the willpower to carry on. I think he was, Andy. I don't know if he was a POW, but he was definitely German, wasn't he? Bert Troutman, his name was. Broke his neck. Was it in a cup final he broke his neck? I have to Google that one. I'm just going to have a look at my fantasy score. 51. Another dreadful time. But at least Jackson scored. I brought Jackson into my team, and at least he scored. But 51, I cannot get over 60 points at the moment. The Leeds are definitely causing me some issues here. And I'm not focused very much, so I have to focus for the next 5 minutes. I wonder if it's a set piece again, though, isn't it? It's another set piece. But they definitely looked like they were stealing the momentum. But not much I can do from set pieces. I'm looking forward to the day that a team scores against me from open play. Everyone seems to score against me from a set piece, but look how much they've got the momentum. And look how much they are focused down the flanks. And oh, my goalkeeper's got injured. And that looks bad. Looks like a broken arm. So that's how the game is going to even it up, is it? So I'm looking at that. And I'm going to come into a low block and go with a standard line, because they are definitely focused down the flanks rather than through the middle. So they have changed, and I took my eye off the game. No, I can't even play with a broken arm these days. I don't know what's the matter with them. It just says arm injury. I mean, my other goalkeeper's 1.5 star. He's absolute rubbish. So that will even things up a lot. If the game has done that to me, that will even things up a great deal. So this 10-point gap at the top will be whittled away very quickly. If he's out for 3 months, then it might even affect my European Champions League chances, because he's a 1.5-star goalkeeper. So come on, boys. Oh, come on, Lo, come on. So maybe, yeah, I've been caught out a little bit there. I need to play in a low block and lower the line a little bit. I did think, because you can see it's totally down the flanks at the moment. And I'm far from pleased. You boys need to know that. And Karaoke, you're absolute shambles. As well as Moreno. Must do better. I am going to go to my assistant. Not to that. I'm going to go to my assistant, though, and get his thoughts. Gravenberch should have been tight marking him. I took my eye off the ball with this one, haven't I? And he has very good vision. So let's tight mark both of those. But they are like... Well, they're in 11th. We shouldn't have written those off as we did. Goke is the most dangerous player. And again, you can still see that it's still 75% down the flank, so that's why I need that standard line. Whereas I was expecting them, and they were playing mostly up the middle. And I took my eye off the ball. Karaoke's got to come off. Because at the moment it's absolutely shambolic. So Wirtz can come on there. Dom Baker for Shazavari. He needs to ease off the tackles. And also, yeah, he's on shoot less often. Arwell Davis, Moreno, Radcliffe. I don't like Badgetich being on a yellow. Right, now let's get out there and do something productive. Come on, we need this goal. We need this goal, boys. Karaoke's having a shocker. Go on, Moreno. Go on, son. Little ball into the box now. Not on your own. Not on your own. He scored on his own and he scored. Get in. And we have got it back. Hi, Nightcrawler. How you doing, mate? We used to play barefoot in the cornfield. Did you really? Or are you just making that up? We used to actually play with what we called pumps. They weren't trainers. They were just like slip-on little canvas, like ballet shoes, really. And we used to play with those. And kick one of those big leather footballs. They used to hurt the feet. Especially if you had an ingrowing toenail. Which was common in those days. So we have got this back now. Let's hold on to it. It's just really interesting. It's still mostly down the flanks. Still mostly down the flanks. I'm just more concerned now about what's happened to my goalkeeper. Because, like this guy, is dreadful. I think he's got aerial reach of about 11. Oh boy. And he's going to show how bad this goalkeeper is now. Let's berate them because this is not good enough. And look how small he is as well. He's tiny compared to the rest of the players. It's just like, that's what I'm more concerned about now. Do I have a goalkeeper? And how long is it going to take the game to get it back to being level? In all fairness, Leeds have been the better team. We've had the ball. I don't think I should be pushing up though. Although looking at where they are parked and how they're playing, I'm going to focus down the flanks. So take that off. Focus down the flanks. And I am going to push my lines up now. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to keep the standard line. Just push the lines up a little bit. Yeah, and my thought is that they are now going down the flanks. I need the standard line, but I also see them as being very narrow in the second line of defense. So there is space out behind them. And if we're going to win it, that's where we're going to win it. We're going to put our Will Davis on attack. Try and get them down the flanks. But also, it's very risky. Oh, the goalkeeper can jump. It's very risky. And go attacking. But I have tired players out there as well. But I don't have any more subs. So come on, boys. Come on. One more goal. We've got this. We can get one more goal here. Or Leeds can. Oh, there it is. Oh, that was poor control. I thought he was going to score easily then. Yeah, I took my eye off the game. And then my goalkeeper got injured, which didn't help. But in terms of the lines, we've got it right. 8 minutes, where'd you get that from? Come on, one more goal, boys. You've got it in you. Come on, you're good players. Landerson, where are you going? He's going out wide, like I said, go down the flanks. Oh, Tonali. I mean, look how narrow they are at the back. That second line of defence is very narrow. But we haven't been able to get it. And in fact, it could still go Leeds' way. And that'll be a function of going attacking. If we don't get the goal, then Leeds could. Oh, go on, counter. No, it's full time. 2-2, not too happy. It's not a defeat, though. That, simply put, was not good enough. That, simply put, was not good enough. So now only 8 points, but I'm more concerned about how bad my goalkeeper's injury is. Because if he's got a bad injury... and I've got to play City again. That's 4 days. So let's rest these boys. Time to rest. So yeah, I have a problem. 5 weeks. That's how the game's going to do it. I wondered how the game was going to do it. Because now I have to play this Herbert. Thomas Verber. I don't think I've actually got a goalkeeper for the Champions League, which is even more worrying. See, his aerial reach is 11. Reflexes are not bad, but he's hopeless. So that's how the game is going to even things up, is it? Okay, we can live with that. If you want to be nasty, FM, we can live with that. That was bound to happen because I did only have like one main goalkeeper, so it was bound to happen. I think, Shane, sometimes, yeah, like I've said all along, like I said in the video today, you're not going to win all your games. And sometimes it just comes down to luck. And I think we did all we could in that game. I lost my goalkeeper. That did not help. And not having a goalkeeper now for the next 5 weeks. So, like, when is he going to come back? So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. He's not coming back until April. By then we could be out of the Champions League because we don't have a goalkeeper. Noah Cooper does have a little bit of aerial reach. Probably is a better bet. But I don't think he's registered for the Champions League. So it's really done the dirty on me here. We just got to hope. And Manchester City in the cup. And so we do for Manchester City like we did before. Mid-block, higher line. We don't want to be getting stuck in. And that's what we did before. That's how we play against City. Yeah, pretty much, Shane. And so is my European hopes, I think. You can't win the European Champions League without a goalkeeper. So I think I'm done for this season. And what I've got to learn from that is I've got to go another season and I've got to have 2 goalkeepers because this game doesn't care. And it's a horrid game sometimes. And it's always the things I can't control that hurt the most. Always the things I can't control. And Marcos goes up here. And who are my fullbacks? Where are you, boys? Moreno. And, Van Vando is cup tied. We brought him in. He hasn't played yet. Nathaniel Wilson has been getting a lot of game time from the bench. Any words to ease the pain? Well, at least the second half seemed to be okay. Spurs didn't score any more in the second half, so hope that helps. So they drew the second half. So I want to play Moscardo. And I also want to play Borgia. I want to give these boys a go. He's a good player, Borgia. Moscardo is a good player. And they should be up to speed now. Landerson, Badgetic, Shazavara Karaoke and Kamalo. That's a good bench. This is really worrying. No goalkeeper. I'm going to play... Are we home or away? We're away. So I'm actually going to play balanced instead of positive this time. It's okay being positive when we're at home, but I'm going to play balanced this time. Yeah, just ignore the first half, Tommy, and it ended up a 0-0 draw. Sounds pretty good to me. So I suspect we're going to get dumped out of the cup here, which isn't going to help us. But then I'm not interested in winning the FA Cup again. Seriously. And then, no. Low block, possibly. I'll give that some thought while I'm doing this. And I might actually go and do that. We'll go with the low block, higher line. And we'll get his views. And I'm going to go with that team. I want to try these boys out now as we're getting into phase of the season where my boys might be getting tired. So we want to try out one or two. Put on a real show out there, boys. Another 3-0 victory against City will go down really well. But I'm not sure the low block is the right thing to do because we're going to pull them on. But we need to defend really well. We did defend very well last time. But it was also, yeah, the segundo on support. So it's about defending and can we sneak a goal? We certainly up front are good enough to score goals. And there we go. We're going down probably across all the pitch. Yeah, we'll leave that underlap for now. There we go. It's evening up across the pitch, and that is why we have a higher line. It's the middle. They're playing in front of us. What that's telling me is they're playing in front of my defence. And that's why my assistant probably said the low block was probably better. It was a good adventure, Tommy. I mean, I think lessons have to be learned. You cannot, like, play out of defence in that way in the Premier League. Unless you have the boys who can do that, then you just can't do it. And I'd say that about FM as well. Don't do it if you can't do it. It's fairly straightforward. Counter-attack. Oh, what I haven't done is, it's almost like I'm throwing this. Fidel Torres. They've put out a weaker team, but a good team. And Jata, don't need to worry too much about him. And Foden. Ah, Foden's back, is he? I mean, they put out a weakened team. We haven't put out a team quite as weak as they have. They're obviously not really that bothered about the cup either. They would obviously prefer to focus on the league. There's the ball through the middle. Now he needs to be marked. Good save. I always said that was a good goalkeeper. That is an issue that we're going to have, especially as they are now more focused down the flanks. So I'm going to go to a mid block and pull the line back a little bit. We're just simply just inviting them on. And they're looking more down the flanks than they are through the middle at the moment. Although we're going to lose a game at some point. We have to. So why not be the cup? We can't win every single trophy. That's okay. But look at this momentum. It's not working out at the moment. But their shots on target ratio's poor. Phil Foden must be getting on at this point in FM. I'd say we're doing okay. Go out and put on a real show. Come on, Kanate. Need a big game from you today. Borgia's not playing too badly. Moscardo is having a good game. João Neves, not good. Florian Wirtz, not good. It's time to rest some of these. Akin Gray, not good. Konate, what a chance. Wirtz is my main man, so what I'm going to do is focus the play up the middle. I'm going to take those out for now. Just focus the play up the middle. Get it to Wirtz. Lovely pass. Go on, Konate, into the box. That's poor, but we've managed to rescue it. Neves into the box. Go on. Not going to happen. I'm going to go more positive, because I think we are the better team at the moment. It's not a very good conversion rate. It looks that way, doesn't it? I'm not feeling too optimistic about this. Even though they've got a weakened team out, we should be beating them. We beat their first team. We should be we've only made a couple of changes. I haven't made wholesale changes. Just one in midfield and one at the back. So we should be beating this team. Oh, nicely done. Wirtz into Konate. It's 1-0. Another Manchester City mistake. We have gone ahead. 1-0. Get in. Phil Foden. Dreadful error. So Wirtz came into his own, and Gray and Konate. So we need to get some fresh bodies on the pitch very shortly. Oh, this passing is terrible at the moment. Rico Lewis is on a yellow card. So maybe just focus down the left rather than through the middle. Let's dribble at him. See if we can't get him sent off. Oof, what a chance. What a chance. I just need to check down the flanks a little bit, but I'd say it's becoming more. It's becoming more across the pitch. So that was a little warning, that through ball that they did then. It's definitely looking that they're playing more down the middle. And the goalkeepers, is surprising everybody. I mean, I don't know, does it matter who you put in goal? Is it like the FPL? It doesn't matter who you put in goal at the end of the day. It doesn't really affect your team. Go on, Gray. Go on. Go on. Keep running, boy. He was taken out there. Referee. Does it matter who you've got in goal? He needs to ease off the tacos. Probably best to substitute him. So Nathaniel Wilson, he should be developing quite well, that Nathaniel Wilson. Moreno can come on for Peterson, do the flanks again. Hakim Gray needs a rest. Kamalo can come on. Kanate is playing well, but Carioca can come on for him. And Musiala, Shazavari for Musiala. And let's see this game out, boys. City have come back into it, but they're playing much more across the whole of the line, which suggests they're playing in front of me now. We need to just hold out with this higher line. Ruben Diaz, 2 key passes. So with that in mind, just in case they get a set piece, I'm going to type mark him. Somebody can type mark him. And we are ahead because of a City mistake. And they made another mistake and almost in by Carioca. And we're just about, I guess, we've had nothing of the ball, but I guess we're just about edging it in terms of the quality of chances. Come on, boys. Second goal, please. And there it is. Shazavari, get in. We have done Manchester City again. And that is how we do that. Hey, Honest John, how you doing, my friend? Didn't see you there. Lovely daisy cutter, that one. And that should be that. Or maybe not. This little goalkeeper's got to keep doing his stuff. Good tackle. Who was that? Neves. Nicely done, boys. Nicely defended. 7 minutes plus added time to go. Oof, that was down the flanks, wasn't it? This is dangerous. I wonder. Let's go into a low block now. And let's get bodies behind the ball as well. Well done. That's the block. Good tackle. Keep them out. Come on, keep them out. You're doing well. Good tackle. That Nathaniel Wilson, I think, is going to be a very good player. See, it is just slightly focused on the flanks. I was right to pull the line back then. It's just slightly overall more down the flanks than through the middle. And that could be desperation from them. Go on, Moreno. Lovely cross. Oh, Carioca. Florian Wirtz needs a rest. Well, it looks like we have done Manchester City again. I mean, they did, like, put out a very weakened team, which I thought was a bit silly, against this team of superheroes. Nice pass, Wilson, lovely ball. Neves must be. Not quite. But still, good passing. And that should be that. Let's go back to balanced. Yeah, it's slightly more down the flanks than they are through the middle. So I think I've got the lines right now. Nunez, Torres. Not really anything to write home about. Go on, that's it. Nicely done. I do like that Wilson. I think he's got a bright future. As well as the other guy, Ratcliffe, on this side. And so we've beaten Manchester City again. And that's the quarterfinals of the Cup beckoning. Nice work, everyone. That was good. Games against Manchester City used to scare the living daylights out of me a few seasons ago. But now we'll take anybody. And the UEFA Champions League knockout stages. I don't know who I'm going to be playing in goal for the last 16. When is the next game? There's not many games left. The next game is Saturday, so we need to rest them. West Ham. And definitely Wirtz. So I'm going to give Moscardo and Wirtz 2 days off. These boys 1 day off. And Moscardo and Wirtz 2 days off. Because they're a little bit more tired, especially Wirtzy. Even in fiction. So do I. I loved seeing City lose this afternoon. And it wasn't fiction. But I don't want to get onto that again. I have no idea how that happened. Absolutely no idea. City's mistakes was something else. I mean, like, the last goal, the goal that Diallo scored, he tried to backheel it off the line. I mean, like, put your laces through it. Don't do fancy stuff to try and backheel it off the line. That's bonkers. They're not very brave. I think we need to get stuck in. What about their aggression? They're not brave, not aggressive. I think we should get stuck in. And tactically, probably the mid-block is about right. I would say. Mid-block with a standard line. That's what I would say. It's interesting that you would think with the quality of this team that I should be playing a high press, but it just doesn't work for them. Just does not work. So let's go with that. And we will just have a look at the bench. Kamalo is dropping down a little bit. Wonder why. Unless it's because the rest of the team around him has got better. So Borisha will be my man on the bench. I'm going to give Marcos a game. And I'm also... Van is going to play. Van is going to make his debut. Peterson. And then I'm actually going to play... Where is he? Nathaniel Wilson. He's going to make his full debut. And then Tonali Bajcetic, nah. Neves and Tonali. I might put Bajcetic on for Jesus Abba, although Jesus Abba wants to play more games. Bajcetic is not complaining. So Landerson, Peterson, Moreno, Bajcetic, Euro, Borja. Oh, blimey, there's so many midfielders now. Caswell, Dom Baker, and Akim Gray. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's do some rotation. I think this is probably the last game of tonight. But let's rotate this team a little bit. Oh, Champions League draw. We better have a look at that. I do like the music. The round of 16. So Nice play Dortmund. Some big teams left in here. Real Madrid, Newcastle probably. Manchester United, that's a big tie. I don't want somebody massive with my goalkeepers injured. Barcelona. Probably this one. Celtic. We could have done with Celtic. Who's this Kazkiavit? We'll take them. Arsenal. We'll probably get Arsenal, won't we? Can you get Arsenal, Manchester City? That's an interesting tie. Kazkiavit are still available. I've never heard of them. AC Milan will be okay. Benfica will be okay. Parthenope. Yeah, we got Kazkiavit, whoever they are. That's good. I'll take those. Kazkiavit. Somebody do a little search on who they are. Kazkiavit. They are from Serie A. It's probably because all the names have been changed again because of licensing issues. So there we go. We are away at Kazkiavit, whoever they are. AC Milan, is it? Okay. Oh, we can take AC Milan even without a goalkeeper. Oh, and the FA Cup quarter-final draw. The FA Cup. Who are we going to get in the FA? There's not many big teams left now. They're all little teams. That's because we've beaten all the big teams. Newcastle versus Leicester. Newcastle, Leicester. Oh, wait, go to the end. Oh, there it is. Chelsea or Ipswich versus Sunderland, Bournemouth, Watford, Southampton, Brentford. We've beaten all the big teams. There's only the little ones left. Well, and Chelsea. Of course, Chelsea will be in there. And Moreno. Well done, Sam. So against West Ham, we are going to rotate. Might not be a good decision, but I trust my reserve team players. And West Ham are not the greatest team in the world, but they're not bad. This is It does concern me a little bit. Who is that geezer? Nah, he's not good enough. Thiago, 128 million. Not good enough, I'm afraid. So come on, West Ham. And this will be February done. Karaoke, minimal risk of complications. Okay, so we've set them up. We think we've got them in the right place. No, we want to go positive, I think, but not attacking. I'm going to go and play positively, but I don't want to attack. Big risk playing Wilson. Big risk playing Van. And I think everything looks fine. We're going to put him on an attack duty. And I think we're ready. First time we're going to see Van. Yeah, if you haven't done so already, guys, thanks for reminding everybody, Tunkai. Leave a like, guys. It will help the channel no end. It helps the channel more than you guys know. It really does. I think we need to show everyone, yeah. Seems a silly thing to do. What would you guys say to... If you were Pep today, what would you say in the dressing room after that shambles? How on earth would you approach that? I was thinking that. I went out for a little walk after the game finished, and I was thinking that. What would you say to them? What would I say? I think I would just, like, say nothing. I would go into the dressing room and say, I don't think, and just shake my head and say, I don't think I have the words to say anything to you. I think that's all I could say. I'm going to type mark those two because they're not very good, and it seems like they're the only outlet that they have. And if we put pressure on them, they might make errors. And that gets stuck in obviously worries me from the get-go. Shambles the shape at the beginning. Okay, so they're going to go outside, are they? Is that how this game's going to go? Well, it's only expected style of play. And they're going to go at set pieces. Defending set pieces and me do not get along. And certainly my goalkeeper's not going to be coming for any of them with his aerial reach. It should be the right thing to do. But West Ham are dominant. And they are doing exactly what I thought they would be doing. Van's on a yellow card already. I don't want him getting sent off in his first game. He's been away for 4 games. Have to keep an eye on him, though. Him and Wilson. Oh, nice. Come on, counter, boys. Hold it. You've got someone coming up outside you. Hold it. That's Van. He's quite small, actually, isn't he? Almost. West Ham are my bogey team. I forgot to say that, didn't I? West Ham always, for some reason, seem to beat me. And it does look like... It does look a little bit like they're trying to play through the middle more than I've given them credit for. So we do just need to be aware of whether they're trying to find a way behind us. I think we have enough pace to stop them doing that, but I want to stop them going through the middle. Just like that. And Van, I think I want him to close down a little bit more. And also Nathaniel Wilson, because I worry about the corners of the area. Oh, it's gone in. Kamalo. Where did that come from? Leandro Kamalo has made it 1-0. I have no idea what happened then. Low cross. Oh, Kamalo just snuck in at the near post. So we are on the way. I did just worry about the way they're playing. And it just felt to me like I should be lifting the line. There was too much going on down the middle. But they could always go back down the flank. So this might be a little game of chess that we're about to play here. He got past him very easy. That's why these players are good players, but they're not good closing down players. They're lazy players in defence. Well done, Van. Jesus, Abba, what a player. He's doing all right, Van. 7.1. Nathaniel Wilson's on a 6.7. He's going to be a very good player, that boy. Kamalo in space. Into the box. 6-yard box. Neves. Chance. Oh, Tonali, what are you doing? Van again, down the flank. Go on, son. Into the 6-yard box, almost. Kamalo lurking. Look how tiny Kamalo is compared to the rest of them. He's like 5'4". I think that's what he is, 5'4". Like, oh boy. So we have to play AC Milan, eh? In the last 16 without a goalkeeper. Although this goalkeeper's doing okay. He's on a 7 today. So he's actually doing okay. And this is a very even game, isn't it? We're not winning the possession. But we're just about ahead in the XG. We're not creating good chances. And a lot of our chances are going... So I'm going to come back into a low block. Yeah, I think that this always is something that is wrong with the line. So I'm just going to change the block. I'm going to go into a low block. See if we can get more shots on target within a low block. It's just a clue. It's just another FM clue that something's not working. And it generally is the lines. And that's poor passing. So I definitely haven't got the lines right. And these are all clues that I'm getting. Little clues that something's not quite right. But come on, counter-attack, Canote's away. Yeah, Tonali's not playing very well, is he? Chance, what happened there? What's happened there, referee? He passed it 60 yards backwards. That's a definite sign that something's not right. They're not playing it down the flanks, but these corners of the penalty area are very dangerous. That's why I wanted the fullbacks closing down a bit more. So they are They're not using these areas, these spaces, but they're using these spaces. Oh, what happened there? Jesus Abba took a flying swan dive. This game is doing nutty things at the moment. Goalkeeper still playing well. Van's still having a good game. And Nathaniel Wilson isn't playing particularly brilliantly. But it's okay. He's young. Needs to develop. I'm just wondering why we are not dominating. There's that. Yeah, that's why I want the fullbacks closing down. They're using the corners of the penalty area again. So that's why I want my wing backs closing down. This is like a vertical tiki-taka that they're playing. Which is why I need those wing backs closing down a bit more, because a vertical tiki-taka will do that. 2-0, get in. Kamalo gets his second. And hopefully that is job done. Shazavari, lovely pass. Neves to Canalo, and there it is, 2-0. Feels a lot better at 2-0, although doesn't feel like you're home and dry, but it feels a lot better. It's important to stay focused, and I don't really feel like I need to say anything else other than that. Just get out there and do the same thing, stay focused. So that is one thing. If you are playing against a team that they look like they're getting into these spaces on the edge of the penalty area, like they might have inverted wingers or inside forwards, and they're getting into those spaces there, then get your wing back to close down a little bit more, or your full back to close down a little bit more. And they're going to get shots off from there or crosses. So if your full back or wing back can close them down, it will stop doing that. So often there's little dink crosses from the edge of that penalty area into the far post and they score. But I've discovered you just get your wing back to close down a little bit more. And it should stop that, but that was just a standard wing play. So they are mixing it up, aren't they? They are mixing it up quite well. Just got round. That was poor defending by Van. But if they are going to go outside now, then I need to lower the line again. I did say this was going to be a game of chess. I think that it might be a good idea to lower the defensive line, because they suddenly are a lot more focused down the flanks. Surely gonna give me a clue. I'm watching up here. There we go, down the flanks again, looking to get down the flanks. Through the middle. Whew, this is a tricky one. This is a very tricky one. They're playing wider, I think, so let's take him off. They're playing wider. Perhaps I don't want them closing down so much. But they're still coming through the middle. But it's very even spread. Very even spread. The mid block, the low block might be not the right thing to do. So let's go back to a mid block. I am concerned that they're getting down the flanks. as well as using the middle of the pitch. They're playing well, basically. But come on, Kamalo, get your hat-trick and then you'll stop me from panicking here. So we need to go further up the field. That's why we need this mid-block. Shazavari, Kamalo. No, it was Van. No wonder we didn't score. Where's Kamalo? Time for Nathaniel Wilson to come off. He's deteriorating. He's had a good game. And we will put Peterson on for him. Tonali has been poor. Badgetic can come on for him. And I don't think anything else at this moment. Van is tired. So Moreno can come on and play that role. And what I might have to do is to put both fullbacks on support, to actually go to balanced and put both fullbacks on a support duty. I don't want them going missing. Always press. Okay, we can do that. Just don't want the wing backs going missing at this stage in the game. And then just hopefully we will get the goal that we need. Go on, Peterson. Go on, son. Good cross. Into the box. Karaoke. Misses by a mile. Come on, Kamalo. West Ham are my bogey team. I hate playing West Ham. If I get them in the cup final, I'll be like, oh no. They're like, everyone has a bogey team and it's become West Ham. That's a good ball. Kanate, poor first touch. Nicely done, Kamalo. Kamalo's having an outstanding game. Go on, Neves. Into Kamalo. Oh, what a chance. Hat-trick chance. What a chance. Oh, this is going right to the end of this game, isn't it? I mean, overall, we've played really well. Even the goalkeeper's playing well. We just haven't buried them this time. And there we have the two players, Kovacs and Jesse. It's the two wingers. They're inverted wingers, aren't they? Kovacs and Jesse. I want to actually force them outside. Jesse. Actually, no. We'll put him on his left foot because it's rubbish. And Kovacs. We'll turn him onto his right. So we'll bring them inside. It's those two boys. And then just tight mark the pair of them. Just give them no space at all. Because apart from those two, I mean, look at the difference between the ratings. Apart from those two, nobody's had a decent game. So they're using these boys out wide. But I can't make up my mind whether they should be... whether they're playing as wingers or inverted wingers. But that's better. Marking them has helped. And we do have wing backs now who can do that job. Go on, son. Where's Kamalo? Let's have his hat trick here. Come on, into the box. Kamalo, where are you, buddy? He's not going to get his head on that. Karaoke, though, mate. So let's make some more changes. João Neves. Karaoke. Ryan Caswell. And João Neves. That's a good one. What I could do is switch those over. Bajcetic, and then bring Euro on. Well, we've got to hold on to this. It's very even. It's just so even. Get in! Ryan Caswell, that 18-year-old boy. Welcome back, Shane. We have set up. It's been a tough game, this, against West Ham. They are a bit of a bogey team, but bringing on young 18-year-old Caswell has done the trick, and I think we finally managed to beat them. It wasn't easy, this one. We had to switch a few things around, but these two, Kovacs and Lujan, they were causing me all sorts of problems. But I think we finally done it. And what's encouraging is that Vrba, the goalkeeper, the 2-star goalkeeper, is actually playing okay at the moment. We'll have to see how he gets on against AC Milan. But I don't think he's registered for the Champions League. So it'll need to be someone else. That took some working out, that West Ham game. But we did it in the end. I like those games, though. They're a little bit like a game of chess. It's like they make a move, we make a move. I quite enjoy playing those games. Except if you lose. If you lose, it's not so enjoyable. But that was a little bit like a chess game, and we won it. Very close in the end, very close. Even the XG was close. But we've done it. Nice work, everybody. That was good. And that should mean that we're 8 points. Liverpool have got a game in hand, but the games are running out for them now. There's only like 9 games to go. So games will start running out, and we're not going to stop winning. Kamalo. This script is written for him. And with that, with February done, and having to think about what to do about my goalkeeper, we just march on. It just seems to be going on and on and on. The next game up is AC Milan. And we are going to have to perform very well against AC Milan. I got a funny feeling we at least are going to get through in the round of 16. It's going to hot up when we get to the quarterfinals. I don't know whether we're going to win it. It just depends on my goalkeeper, I guess. If my goalkeeper can get fit in time, we got a chance. We'll have to see how we get on in this game. Yeah, let's do that now. Let's do it now. Saving it as the journeyman. So the game is saved. So that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate you supporting the channel. If you haven't given us a like yet, then don't forget to give us a like before you leave. I'd very much appreciate that. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, guys, for coming along. I've had a good time as usual, and it's always nice when you're winning. I'll be doing the Ipswich save at 12 o'clock tomorrow, or around about 12 o'clock. Ipswich are doing even better, really, than Newcastle. So I will be here at 12 for that one tomorrow. And all I've got to say now is I need a cup of tea. Stay safe, guys. Take care. And we'll see you for the next one. Thanks for coming, guys. Really appreciate it. Oh, I didn't see you there, Cygnus. Good to see you again. So we will see you very, very soon. Take care, guys. Bye for now.